All right, welcome back to another build day of Project Blunicorn. I'm Humble, and this time we have some extra help around the garage. So we have Jeff, Kuiper, and Sean.
Hi.
And where we're at is you'll notice that we have the electrical harness sort of draped on the car. Last night we got the battery mounted with these mounts and then these footers extra kind of underneath there that you can see. The e-brake is mounted, so that's ready to go. Shifter's in place but not fixed to the chassis, but that'll be pretty close to its final location. Brake lines were run as we mentioned before, and those are ready to be riveted in. And next up today, we're going to insulate the tub and get the water pipes in place, which are up there on the wall, and get the luggage pods on either side of the chassis, hopefully today, and then maybe even pre-fit the side pods. So it's a lot to cover, but we have a lot of help. So let's get started. All right, here we are, quick update. We were busy in the heat of the moment and getting everything attached to the car that I forgot to film. So here's kind of what we were working on. We now have the clutch line, as you can see, riveted on and down the car. We have the HVAC unit. One of the heater hoses run. This thing is very solidly mounted and it is not going to rattle or make noise whatsoever. Running around to the back, clutch line all the way back here. The brake line has run and riveted in now. And we come around to the other side. We still need to rivet the brake line here on down and then run the power cable all the way down. But once those are ready to go, we'll get them fixed into place and run the AC lines up here and then down the side of the car and into the back, and then just wrap around underneath here where the AC compressor will sit, right about in this area. So that's where we're at now, and next up is these side pods, getting them fitted and getting these coolant tubes fitted on either side of the car. So here we are at the end of another day. We got the side pods done. We found the shifter cables, which were conveniently hanging on the wall and out of the way, and I forgot about them. And even had the SFPD stop by and check out the car, trying to figure out what the hell it was. So here's a quick view. I'm still kind of picking away at the wiring, little by little. Our coolant tubes are permanently fastened into place. I started running the harness where I know where things go, and anchoring it down. Like I know this junction sits up here, and this big mess sits in the side pod area here. But other than that, I'm just loosely kind of draping the harness down here and to the back of the car until I figure out where everything terminates. You know, nice wiring diagram which shows kind of the general area, but the shifter cables are in. That's these guys here, and they run back and loop back around to the back of the car. The side pods are in, and we made a little hole in the side, which you can see here, and I put this kind of insulation in the way, and that is where our heater tubes on this side and air conditioner tubes on the other side will run towards the back of the car for heat and for the compressor for AC. The bins have all been drilled, the chassis has been drilled, Everything's been clearanced for the radiator parts. I mean, you can see just how close that is. And I mean, there's not a whole lot of room, and the brakes and the harness kind of sit below there. So there is just not really much any room for play. And you can see there's a little gap there. There's a beauty panel, which is a new piece on the recent kits coming out of Ultima. Let's see if I turn this around. And you can kind of see it there. And it kind of pops up like that. And it just covers that gap. So I got those all drilled out. And they're ready to be mounted. So the next step is the side pods themselves. As you can tell, they ring quite a bit and they need to be insulated. So during the week, we will pull these off, probably hit them with some of the Spectrum on the outside, but we'll have to scuff it up and then prime it, and then we'll hit it with the Spectrum on the outside. And we'll probably do the same thing like we did with the pan, and we'll put down 3 layers, and then on the inside, and here, let's see, you can kind of see down in this area, I have this kind of butyl rubber, what is this stuff called? This is also from Second Skin. Luxury liner, that's what they call it. And this is kind of like just a thick vinyl mat, and that'll go inside of the containers, the luggage pods on either side, and that'll sit under the carpet. So we'll have the Spectrum on the outside, the luxury liner on the inside, and then the carpet on the inside. And that should keep a bunch of noise from coming in the cabin from these side pods, because basically this sits inside the car. This area here doubles as your armrest inside the car, so we don't want any noise coming out of the luggage bins. And that's about it for now. We're now getting to the point where we have less and less to do, really. That's going to make a significant visual difference on the car, and it's just these little odds and ends, for the most part, like wiring and whatnot, and running all that. The exception is when we start getting onto body work, and that all moves very quickly. So, and it's actually not that far away, because once these side pods are ready to go and they're done with the final riveting, then we're going to start with the side pods back here behind me, and those go on next. So those need their own set of work. Like again, they're going to need priming, probably a layer of the Spectrum, and we'll go from there. But yeah, it's not much to look at. It's just watching paint dry. So I have new delivery coming, should be here tomorrow on Monday, which should include the radiator and our front spindles, which are missing, and everything else I need to get this car and turn it into a roller. And then I'll take you through the process of string alignment also. So until then, have a good night, and thanks for watching.